Welcome, everybody, to Bet the Farm Podcast, episode number 7. I'm your host, Eric Pfeffer, a.k.a. The Sheep. This episode is brought to you by Singer Health Center. If the Brookies break your back.
The Brookies?
The Brookies? The Brookies break your back. Dr. Singer is here to fix it up. Singer Health Center. Go see him today.
Brookies, you already got your head thinking about Brooklyn. They got James Harden, got you
Brooks
for the under.
Koepka.
Brookie's also a brownie in the cookie.
The Sheep's got his head everywhere. Sheep's going on vacation this weekend. Packers are in the NFC Championship, so... You know, if I sound a little nervous here on the mic today, it's just one game away from going to the championship. So, as always, guys, jam-packed episode. We're going to break down last week's cash crops. For those of you that have been following us from episode number 1, sorry, guys, we gave you basically a 500 card. But overall, our record has been outstanding, and Brandon's going to break that down for you guys. Huge conference championship games this week. I'm sure if everyone could pick the Final Four teams right now, this is probably who you want to see. So we got some great conference championships coming up. We're going to break down a red card of the week. I can't wait to get to that one. I got some funny ones for you. Nice golf tournament in the Sony Open. We're going to break down the picks from last week. I know they gave you a lot of information. We have a new tournament coming up this week. The American Express goes to La Quinta.
We'll give our one and done breakdown.
One and done, yeah.
The one time the Sheep is leading right now.
Yeah, take notes, boys. I know it's called the Plotniks Golf Show, but I cannot wait to dive into some of my picks that I have for you guys. Miles, fun fact, you'll like this one. La Quinta is where The Bachelor and Bachelorette have been filmed.
Wow.
Yeah. One day, hopefully, you get on the show. You know, that might be after last week's episode. If we submit that video to,
No, stop. Don't ever.
What's his name? Harrison? If we
stop sending that video.
We should get Miles on the fucking Bachelor.
It would actually work out perfectly because you know what happens on The Bachelor every time, right? They get married and then the guy just ghosts her because they never get along. It's perfect for him.
That honestly could be your calling.
Dude, stop.
I mean, if you're watching us,
you better not.
Look at this guy. Black jacket, black shirt. He's a good-looking dude. I mean... We can get you on there. And Sky Miles, that's what they look for on ABC.
And they look for emotional, dramatic.
Correct.
He gets all the bills.
I mean, you were so close to, Big Brother. Honestly, Miles, I know you have your head down, but I'm being dead ass when I say this. I think we should make you a push for The Bachelor. On the show. You wouldn't.
I thought they were supposed to be good looking on The Bachelor.
Yeah, but there's always a couple goofs in there, so you never know. Just have to work on your abs, probably get a six-pack, but I know we're getting off topic here, but something to talk about and think about. We actually have a new segment this week, guys, so make sure you stay tuned for the whole episode. I think you're going to really like this one. Miscellaneous bets, obviously, football. The farmer is looking at me like he wants to cry because there's only 3 games left.
3 games left.
So he's going to be digging in on some other sports.
You're telling me that the beautiful record I have with my teasers. This is my last teaser week of all time, potentially.
Hey, Canadian Football League right around the corner.
There he is. Farmer's always got your back, just like Singer Health Center. But yeah, we have a big UFC fight, so we're going to break that down on our daily show. And guys, let's get right into it. I mean...
Decent week. Not the best, not the worst, but overall, continue to truck along. If you're not getting wrecked on a 25% win week, and you're doing a nice 50-50, 47-53 that we're doing, you'll be able to survive. So I'll jump right into it myself like usual. Dino, staying hot, baby.
Staying hot.
Teaser Dino.
3-1. Of course I hit my teaser. Bucks +9 and Green Bay -0.5, 6-point teaser.
Yeah.
What am I? This is episode 7 and I've hit a teaser every single week. I've never lost a teaser.
You won. I thought you lost one last week.
I lost one.
No, you won his last week. Cash crop too.
I've never lost a cash crop teaser yet.
Steelers, no?
No, not a cash crop.
He's
We're not in the teaser.
We're going to have to review the tape.
Got it.
Yeah. I lost on Kansas City -10. I did have a terrible handicap because all I said was I was going to take the spread no matter what after that Browns game. And also, how can I predict Patrick Mahomes getting hurt?
You notice that.
8 minutes left in the third
Every one of
quarter.
your losers. How can I predict?
Especially every time when he crossfires with me. Somehow there's some excuse.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we get your point.
Obviously, golf. Last week I hit 2 cash crop matchups, 2-0. This week hit 2 cash crops, 2-0. So Leishman over Kokrak at plus money, Kim over Bradley at -130. At all time, that puts me at 14, 3-1 at an 82% win rate.
I forgot to place that Bradley bet. Fuck.
So did I.
And he
was
missed the
the law.
cut. Missed the cut.
Yeah, that was the easiest one.
You know what was the funniest thing about that? Statistically, he gained off the tee to green approach.
It was off the putter. That's what you said.
Yep.
bad.
So I'm going to jump first to Eric. Went 2 for 2 on his Packers.
That's a win, baby. That's a win.
He called both the team total over of the first half, 13.5, and he called the team total over of the full game.
Proud of you.
We might be talking a lot more about the Packers today, I presume. Lost on Southampton plus 1.5 versus Leicester.
How can I predict? Ings was not playing, one of their top forward strikers, so put an asterisk next to that one.
Ravens plus 3 versus the
How
Bills.
can I predict? Lamar Jackson got hurt. If he's in the game at the end of the game,
I mean, they lost by 14.
Okay,
but
they
yeah.
started.
Yeah, he sucks.
All right, so that all-time puts him at 10 and 11. Hey, slowly climbing.
I am the host. I don't have to be good at this. 10 11, respectable.
48%. Miles was
You
2
didn't
and
lose
2
any, man.
this week. Him and I were going head to head with Jared. Chiefs minus 10. That's a loser. But I love he made up for it. If we were doing this by unit sizes, that would have been a big hit. Bills, Bucks, Chiefs money line plus 400. That was a sweet hit for
That was a
you.
nice one.
Clippers minus 7.
If you weren't a fucking
The one
pussy.
time he fades New Orleans, he loses the bet. Never a doubt. So he took Clippers minus 7 versus New Orleans. That was a
I know,
stinker.
it's probably-
But the kid loves women, apparently, according to the show.
was
So
clutch.
women's college basketball, Arizona Pick'em versus Oregon. That was a nice hit. So that puts him at 12 and 5 all time on a 70% hit rate. Love that sustainability. Jared, unfortunately, not his best week, but his win percentage actually didn't really move too much because his volume is so high.
That was
So-
your 20 and 7. You go 2 and 5. I mean, hey, like I said, we're not going to win every week. It's just the name of the beast. Liverpool with a complete choke. I mean, they can't even score against Man United.
What's
Makes
crazy
me
is
sick.
technically it was a draw if it was a pick 'em.
It wasn't a
It
pick 'em.
wasn't a
It was
pick 'em.
money line. And
That's my
Juventus
point.
complete
I'm
choke.
saying it was if it would have drawn if you did the pick 'em.
There was
the
no
line
pick 'em.
was a minus half.
They were minus 110
It
money
wasn't an
line.
option.
I thought you took the
If,
money
yeah,
line.
or
I thought
you
you took
could
the
have backed
money
it up
line.
with the draw
I
in
did.
there.
There was no available. There's
Yeah,
no pick 'em
there's-
available.
Okay, I understand.
And no, the big loss though, because I doubled down on the Ravens, and I mean, I'll take that bet any day.
Me
They
too.
play that same exact game 100 times. Baltimore is winning / covering at least 60 of the times.
I'm
I mean,
not trying to
that's-
pat myself on the back here, but I feel like we're ready to take the Ravens as our bet farm pick, and I put a stop to that and I made sure we took the Bucks.
I think
Wow,
I was the
you're-
last
you're
one to
the best.
decide.
Your
Nice
NFL
job,
record has been
Chief.
amazing. That's the
And
first,
with
your
no
first winner.
analytics either, I prefaced it with that.
Yeah, of course. That's why
Good
you
job.
lost your last 3 games.
I just
want to
hear you say I was wrong. Can you say that?
No, I
weren't
wasn't.
wrong.
What do you think? I'm gonna hit every fucking pick I take? As long as the
but
way that game played out.
We had a back and forth about that. I was sure about the Bills. You were
Yeah,
sure about the
they-
Ravens.
Exactly. The way
Hey,
the
I
game
could be
played
sure
out.
about everything as long as that's at a 60% clip. That's what I'm trying to strive for. You think I'm gonna sit here and win every fucking bet?
I
You just don't comprehend this.
I just wanted it, and I'm sorry.
and I want to know why your eyes are
that.
so red. I mean, we don't always get the answers we're looking for. Sometimes don't do drugs before the show.
Or do.
Or
That's
do,
cool
yeah.
too.
I don't.
All right, well, Jared hit the Browns, as we alluded to.
Jared's in a bad
Lost
mood.
on the Ravens.
Yeah, keep confronting
Lost
me.
on the
I'll keep
Ravens
going.
in a
Just
teaser.
wanted- I'm sorry.
Hit on the
That's
Bucks.
not it.
No,
All-
I'm sorry.
Lost on M over Matsuyama in golf. All time 22, 12, and 2. That is a 65% hit rate. That is beautiful. If you
Oh,
can
I should be mad. I've only hit 65% because I was supposed to get it right 100% of the time, according to Miles. That's the whole point of this.
But
We were on opposite sides of it for the first time in a long time
So-
on this podcast, and
Why didn't
all
you
I
mention
wanted to
you-
say was, "You're right, Miles.
Why
I
didn't
was
you mention
wrong.
your
That's all I
Chiefs
wanted.
minus 13
That's all I
pick that
wanted.
you loved?
That's all. Oh, I can predict a Mahomes concussion.
Oh, this is the same exact point.
I'm just-
you're being a hypocrite right now.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
All I wanted you to say was I was wrong.
all
You
right,
didn't want to say
you
it,
know
so
what?
that's it.
You were wrong, but we were all right on Tampa plus 3.5.
That's all that matters.
As a
I'm
bet
over
the
it.
form.
I'm over
We had to
it.
pull someone's leg on that one to actually make that the play because,
5-0-1.
Didn't
That's
like it.
100% on the Bet the Farm picks as a group. Gotta love that. So, all time, we are sitting at 58, 31, and 2 in all of our crash crops.
Wow,
That's
that's a lot.
65%.
Yeah.
It's a lot of volume.
Keep us there for all of our followers.
I'm
If
saying we need
you're
to-
beating your bookie 65% of the time, woo!
Yeah, you wouldn't need Singer Health Center. But if you're not, and you're like me, and you don't bet the cash crops, I go see Singer Health Center once a week because I'm getting my teeth kicked in. Dr. Singer's been fixing me up like a bandit.
Well, apparently not.
You're right. I have to go see him. Singer Health Center. All right. All right, guys. Well,
Hey,
2 games. Green Bay versus Tampa Bay. A lot on the line there. I was looking at an interesting stat last time. I want to give a little question to Miles. Who is the last quarterback to win the MVP award and then win the Super Bowl as well?
you expect him to know this?
I'm going to give you
Patrick
2
Mahomes?
clues.
It's
No,
pretty obvious.
It's not Patrick Mahomes. This goes back to 19.
Didn't he just win MVP and Super Bowl?
No, he didn't.
Jared just said it was obvious. Now he's going to 19
It was
something.
1999.
Troy Aikman.
Oh.
Brett Favre.
Kurt Warner.
I was gonna say it was a Packer. Like where he's giving
Kurt
the
Warner?
question.
No.
Warner?
Pat Mahomes didn't win MVP and the Super
No,
Bowl.
Lamar
last year?
Jackson was the MVP.
Oh, fuck,
So,
he was.
It's a huge game. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is going to be the MVP. If he can go in, beat Tom Brady,
Yeah.
gets to Mahomes, beats Mahomes, and now he's got
I'm
that
so
on his
shocked the
resume.
answer to that question wasn't a Packer.
No.
We're going to talk so much about the Packers.
I know.
Let's
I'm
just get to our
shocked.
picks, please.
Hope it's a bet the farm pick, but hopefully not. I don't want to jinx it.
I mean, there's only two games.
All right, well, Brandon, cash crops, 2 games, NFL.
I-
Teaser here. What is it going to be this week, buddy?
This is my last real opportunity to do teasers because I don't like teasing over unders, and there's only 2 games this week, so this is probably my last teaser of the NFL season. Where do you think I'm going?
Well, if Tampa Bay is +3, it's +3, 3.5. You're obviously going to tease Tampa Bay up to get a better number over a touchdown. So you're going Tampa Bay. And then if you've been following your thing, you're going to go Bills as well to get them to the
I
same
hope
number.
so, because that's what I have.
What I'm actually going to do,
Oh,
this is a rare one. I wouldn't typically do this, and I know it's not the ideal way that I've talked about it, but it still gets their key numbers. I'm going Bills +9.5 with Green Bay +3.5. I'm going from the -3 to the +3.5, just in case you got a short game that could end on a field goal. I'll take that extra cushion. I've got a lot to discuss on my handicap
What are the
here.
odds on that? Just curious.
It's the same
Some
teaser.
fucking odds.
Because
every
the
week.
teaser I got was Green Bay +1, Bills +7. So I didn't know how you got them so high.
What?
Green Bay is -3. How is that possible?
He probably
You definitely took like a
days ago.
basketball team.
It's +4.5 on both sides.
What the?
What? Did you click on basketball? Like mixed
I
team?
mean, I'm just confused because that's what I had written down, and that just makes you.
I know what book you use, and the smallest teaser you can get is 6.
So how is that possible?
Unless you went right when
You
the
probably-
line, maybe right when the line came out, it was -4.5. But I don't think the Chiefs were.
Still
winning.
would
No,
have been enough.
it was literally like today.
Oh my god.
Well, you have your
All
turn.
right, keep going. My bad.
Back to
I've got a
Brandon.
fat handicap here, so bear with me. But here's where I'm going with this. Mahomes, as we still know to this date, is questionable with a concussion, and he had a foot injury. Even if he plays, I think that foot might hobble him. You could see last week before the concussion, it was hobbling him. I mean, that could really have a lot of ramifications. Not only that, if something does happen to Mahomes and he maybe is out for whatever reason, you're getting incredible value at the line as it is right now. In the first 10 weeks of the season, the Bills' D was atrocious. It was really bad, incredibly shaky. They gave up a lot of points. Since then, they've completely flipped a switch. In their last 8 games, they're averaging only 17 points per game against. Just to put that in perspective, that would have led the league if that was sustained over the course of an NFL season. So
If you dig into their schedule, not a lot of good
I did
teams.
look at a few
The
of
one
it.
good team they did play with a really good offense was the Colts, and they did put up a lot of points on them.
They put up 24. That was nothing.
It's a good amount of points. 24 is a lot.
I mean, in a week like this, we're against Kansas City, whatever.
I get your drift though.
They're getting hot. They built up some momentum. Either way, they got a nice matchup. Trey White covering Tyreek. You gotta like the concept of that. What's the key to beating the Chiefs?
Keep Mahomes off the field.
Get the ball out of Mahomes' hands.
Ding 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 ding.
Bills ranked 3rd in the NFL this year in takeaways. Just for the people at home, that's a combination of interceptions and fumbles. If they get the ball out of Mahomes' hands, gotta love your opportunity there. The Bills' offense is a juggernaut. I'm going to touch on that shortly, and maybe a potential different cash crop. I just think ultimately you got to realize, and I learned this last week, and I've learned it a few weeks before that. KC just really can't cover against the spread this year. They're ranked bottom 5 on the year against the spread. But what's important to note, because I'm talking about a teaser, so against the spread doesn't mean that much for me right now. KC hasn't won a game by double digits since week 8 against the Jets.
Wow.
So if I'm getting at 9.5, gotta love my chances there. Give me the 9.5. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. I'm gonna probably take the Bills outright. I like them money line. On the other side, just to get in Green Bay a little bit, 3.5. That does get through the key number. So they are -3, but I can get through the key number of 3 on the other side. So I'll still take that. I think that there's just a chance it could come down to a final possession. Why not give myself an opportunity there? Green Bay's easily the better team. The only reason this line is even close is because Tampa Bay stomped Green Bay earlier this year. But let's discuss that real quick. Firstly, that game was in Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Second, that's just a dumb narrative to begin with. The game was in week fucking 5, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
I love what Rodgers came out and said. Did you see what he said? He said the reporter asked him about how much he puts into that loss against Tampa Bay.
0.
And he said he puts as much into it as he does that the Saints crushed Tampa Bay 2 times this year before they played them last week.
Yeah. There was also a video.
Right? What an answer.
That's a great
I saw a
answer.
video on Instagram that like Brady went up to Rodgers after games. Like, oh, you all right? He's like, yeah, I'm good. You guys have a good team. And he's like, we'll see you down the line. Like, fired me up.
Yeah. So Aaron Rodgers in the Lambo. Gotta
Dude,
love it.
He's thrown 3 picks all year, or 5 picks all year. He threw, I think, 3 that game. We were up 10-0. He throws a pick 6. Next possession, another pick down to the 2. And he's not the best at coming back, but the chances of him turning the ball over that many times at home again.
They're a different team now. That's all there is to
Honestly,
it.
they could have lost to the Saints if Jared Cook doesn't fumble. I mean, give credit to their defense though. When they're behind, they find a way to force turnovers. But if they're gonna get behind against us in Green Bay again, I don't see us turning the ball over, and there's no way they're gonna get back in the game.
Yep.
So.
As of now, right now, projected for 25 to 30 degree weather and a 50% chance of snow.
Go!
I said 20 last time, and it actually ended up snowing. Tampa's secondary isn't as good as the names that they have per PFF. And this was an interesting stat that I really looked into. They rank second worst in the NFL in pass completions, 21st in pass yards, 20th in red zone defense, and 14th in third down completions. That's below mediocre for a team facing the number 2 ranked offense in the NFL and the MVP favorite. I think Tom could keep it close. I'll take the points, 3.5 in Lambeau. That's going to be my favorite. That's probably a 4-unit banger type teaser that I like.
I like it, baby. Miles?
Wow.
Last teaser of the year. Oh.
So I'm tailing that same teaser as I thought.
No, you're not, apparently.
Yes, I am. It makes me want to bet even more on it now that I know that it's Green Bay plus 4 and the Bills plus 11.
Plus 3.5. Okay.
Let me see what you had.
And 3.5 and 4 makes no difference in a teaser, anyways.
Okay, it does not make a difference. And then I like the Bills money line as well. It's plus 143. I love the Bills. I'm going to take them after they win this game in the Super Bowl as well.
Better not.
I think they're winning the rest of the way.
You will not be invited to a Super Bowl party.
All right, I'll keep my rooting.
Potential
for them
hedge
secretly.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Big hedge opportunity, yes.
Yeah. What were the odds that you had for Green Bay to win it all?
NFC Championship, it would be 2,500.
Wow.
What, it was 16-1, though. He was, and
Yeah,
then 35-1 to win it all.
Yeah. It's good odds.
So you're on the teaser I took.
I'm on the teaser
and
and
you're
I'm on the Bills money line.
line.
Both of
So
them
I
cash
can take
crops.
Tampa Bay
Okay.
plus 3.5.
Yeah.
Hope Green Bay wins by 3 and be a happy camper.
Both of them cash
All right.
crops.
Farmer, I'm interested. 2 games.
2 games, and I actually have a play on both games, and I actually really like them. And I'll start with the AFC game. And I locked it in yesterday after seeing an optimistic tweet from Adam Schefter. Give me the Chiefs minus 2.5.
Man.
You saw 2.5. That's. I mean, that's good if you
locked
could
it-
get that number. But
I locked
last
it in
I
yesterday,
checked today,
right?
it was 3.
Yeah, like I just said, I locked it in yesterday at 2.5. I'll show you my receipt if you want to see it.
It's sad that we're on opposite
And-
sides again.
Oh, it's gonna be sad for you, Mr. Loudmouth. And like Brandon said earlier, what's the key? Oh, he asked the question. What's the key against Patrick Mahomes? And my answer is keeping him off the field. And what are the Bills not like doing whatsoever? Running the football. So they get in a spot where they keep trying to throw the football, kill the clock, and they're not moving the ball. Mahomes is gonna march up and down the field all over that awful Bills defense. And the line.
Awful. Did you not hear anything I said?
I don't care what you said. Give me PFF numbers all you fucking want.
I said 17 points per game the last 8 games.
Okay, like they played the Jags, the Dolphins. I mean, whoop-de-doo. That only means so much.
I'm saying awful. That's a stretch.
Look, again, this is going back to my handicap
Awful
yesterday.
defense makes the AFC Championship.
I don't know. Let me go back in the annals of history in my head. But, actually, the Chiefs have a pretty bad defense. So, maybe not awful, but yeah, bad. But either way, I want Mahomes. You're giving me less than a field goal in Arrowhead with Andy Reid and the best quarterback in the game. He's fine. Everything that they're saying, he already practiced today. The line reflected it to begin with. They wouldn't have been putting a line out there at 2.5 if they had any thought that Mahomes would be out, because if that was the case, Bills would be favored by 3. So I'm taking that. It goes back to my handicap from last week on the Bills. I could say all the same things again, but I mean, they still reign true. I mean, this team has looked unimpressive in both playoff games, and I get the team that's been there, done that, has the superior talent, and they look good to go. So give me the Chiefs. And I think Eric's going to love this one when I take, and again, I locked it in yesterday, so I mean, I don't know how we want to do this for cash crops, but I got the Bucks at plus 4. And the one thing that does scare me, which is a great point, I hate taking Brady in the cold. There's a reason he went to Tampa. He plays his worst football in the cold. But this handicap's not for him. I saw some amazing stats about teams.
Hold on. He takes his plays his worst football in the cold. He was in New England and was amazing.
And at the end of his career, the worst he played were in the games in the cold. You think he just randomly chose Tampa Bay for shits and giggles?
Well,
he wants to play in the warm. He played worse in his last 5 years every cold game. They would get bombarded. I mean, he obviously was still really good. He's fucking Tom Brady, but he definitely regressed in the cold. There's no debating that. So, getting back to the point though, +4 Bucks, and that defense, they're getting that back. Their stud D tackle against the one that they got back last week, Vita Vea. He comes back on top of the one they got back last week from COVID. They're going to clog the middle. That defense was number 1 rush defense in the league when they had the two of them, and now they're completely healthy. Devin White is balling, and I was saying I saw some sick stats on the Bucks, on when a team beats a team earlier in the year, and then they meet again in the conference finals in that fashion, and everything, it was like 80% like historically have just win again outright. And
last year we played San Francisco rematch
and
got crushed regular season. That line though in the championship game, we were still underdogs by like 9 or 10 points, so we really never had a shot. This line, after getting crushed and now we're favored, it makes me feel a little bit better. But yeah.
And I love spots, and I mean this is not really a spot, but tell me, last 7 weeks, who have the Packers beat?
No.
Who have they played?
No.
They haven't had any impressive wins on their resume. They're just, I mean, they've had some big wins, they've had some close wins, and even the close ones aren't even, like you just said, the Jared Cook fumble doesn't happen, that game could be completely different. So, I mean, the Saints aren't even that impressive. They came out, Breeze was playing with broken ribs and a torn fascia, and I'm like, why is he even out there? Like, put Jameis in there, yeah. Like
he looked awful.
Yeah,
Eric's so mad right now.
No, that's good.
I'm just saying. Look, I don't think they're going to win. I would not take it at 3. That's like the number it is now. I mean, if you have a 3 right now, by the time you listen to this podcast, I'm not taking them at 3. No way. But if you're getting the hook, I like 4 especially because I can see this is going to be a 1-possession game. I mean, I'm not banking on Brady, but I mean, they got the only thing that does worry me is that Antonio Brown's banged up. You can tell Mike Evans isn't his 100%. But that Bucs defense, I think, is going to keep it close.
Yeah, no. Good luck. Well, yeah, back to that. There was always 2 rules that I had. Well, there was always one rule, right? You never bet against Tom Brady in the playoffs. And then after seeing Mahomes, so this is going to be my first cash crop, I told myself I am never betting against Patrick Mahomes ever again. Just to credit him, you're getting less than a field goal at home. You're getting the veteran coach. I mean, I know Patrick Mahomes is only 3rd year, but it feels like he's been here a million times in this spot. Josh Allen, first time in the AFC Championship. A lot of expectations, a lot of pressure around the Bills, because, the spread is low and there's a lot of expectations for them to win. But I am not going against Mahomes, so I am definitely locking in the Chiefs -2. I guess I'll just rattle off my Packer bets real quick. Hey, what they say, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
There you go.
We got the same exact team total numbers.
Wow, me against the entire farm.
Well, same team total numbers last week. Going against number 1, we're going up against the number 1 defense. Now we get to play Tampa Bay. First half is 13.5 points. Again, I'm going to go over there. The game is 27.5 points. I'm going to go over there. Mason Crosby, hit your fucking extra points. I know they botched the first one last week. Got a little nervous, but never came into play. But those are my 2 right there. And then, that's all I got.
I got one more. I had a long
by 3.
I had a long handicap, so I wanted to take a breather. But I got one more, and that is going to be. I'm going to ride that team total. You got me pretty fired up about it last week. I'm taking the Bills over 25 team total. The Bills define the modern day NFL. Jared alluded to this. They don't run the ball. They ran the ball for the first time last week. It was so funny because I was like, just for props that I had in, I was just waiting to see what would happen. I took Singletary under 3.5 in his first rush. It was just a stupid play, just for fun. And I was waiting for it to happen. They didn't run the ball at all with a running back until 3 minutes left in the first half. That's how minimal they run the ball. So I thought that was really funny. But that being said, what happens when you don't run the ball? The clock doesn't tick as much. So there's going to be an ample opportunity for the Bills to chuck the ball down the field and score more points.
That's assuming they're not completing passes and not running the ball. If they're completing passes, then the clock's going to be running.
Their leading rusher this year is Josh Allen. They still run the ball. It's just he's the one that does it. So they can still push the chains. Obviously, they score a lot of points. They've averaged over 30 points per game this year. So tell me why the team total is 25 against the Kansas City defense that's not very good. They only didn't score over 25 points in 4 games all year out of 18 games, including the playoffs. So I don't understand the line whatsoever. Honestly, what this line indicates is that KC's D is elite, but is it? They rank dead middle of the league in pass D, giving up the 14th most pass yards and ranking 20th in passing touchdowns. They also rank dead last in the NFL in red zone touchdown percentage, 17th in third down percentage, and a puke-worthy 25th in the league on fourth down percentage, which could come in handy when you're in a battle of 2 of the most aggressive coaches in the NFL. All signs point to a shootout. Give me over, as Law Dog would tell you.
Just as a rebuttal to you, though, that's a contradiction on your earlier player, the Bills, just because that's assuming all those stats, right? The reason why they rank so bad in those stats, it's not because their secondary is awful. It's because every game they tend to be up and other team has to throw the ball, play catch up, and they kind of backdoor to Tagovailoa did against the Chiefs in that game where they were down 14 and you have to come down and score. So it gets a little skewed. All I'm saying is the secondaries for elite offenses always look a little worse in the stats because they go and prevent defense in the fourth quarter and the other team throws the ball the whole time.
Cool with me. Like I said, I've got Bills plus 9.5 in a teaser, so I'm not I still think they're going to win, but either way, for my 2 bets to correlate, it makes sense for the team total over as well.
And I forgot to actually mention one. I'm kind of on the same boat as you, but I'm going to go first half. It's 12 and a half points. So 2 touchdowns first half. I think, yes, the Bills are going to come out. Good game plan, good script. I do trust the coach. Think they'll get out to a good start, but when it gets late in the game and the money downs, the money quarters, I think that's when they'll probably fall off, and that's why I like the Chiefs for the game.
You just gave me a nice miscellaneous bet. I'll table it till the end.
Let's go,
If you want my miscellaneous bet that's going to cash at plus 800, tune in.
That's all we got.
Miles?
I mean, I went through mine too.
Yeah, wake up.
One and done.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna add to it, I also like the Bucks team total plus 10.5 or 10.5 in the
Be
first
specific.
half.
Basketball or football?
I respect that. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
All right, cool.
10.5 first half.
That's what it is. 10.5 first half.
Yes.
Oh, that's As a Packer fan, that's easy.
Or is that a cash crop?
I was gonna say just to clarify, that is a cash crop.
Okay.
And to clarify, you didn't even say over or under.
You said over.
Over 10.5. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yours.
Cash crop. Book it.
All right. Well,
A lot of animosity, but just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait.
A lot of good picks. A lot of crossfires.
Oh, yeah.
Can only imagine how many of us are going to get red cards and red card of the week this week.
That brings me right into it, Dino. It's time for red card of the week.
See ya.
Dino,
Oh, I'll start us off.
as always.
This wasn't... All right, this is a general red card. It wasn't totally affecting me necessarily, but who saw that Baylor-Kansas college basketball backdoor?
I was on the good side of that.
I know.
God.
That's what I'm saying.
Of course you were.
The kid, the line was 8. They're down.
8.5. I think I got it at 8.5.
Right. Okay, it was 8.5. They were down 11. The kid just jacks up a 3 with the time remaining. Kid's name is Chris Tehan and drills a banker.
Yeah.
For everybody that bet minus 8.
I think he's a walk-on.
For anybody that bet minus 8, lost all their money. It was wild.
The only reason why I saw that is because you sent that in the group.
That's my point.
Yeah.
I saw
So I'm
the
saying if
tweet
you had the
sent
plus
us.
8.5,
Yeah,
you were
you're
golden. But the 8,
Lucky as shit.
the 8, anybody who got that had the push got backdoored so hard. So Christy Ann, I'm sure there was a lot of fans out there. Did you see the video that when they showed there's kids on the floor?
Yeah, I saw that.
They're all just like,
nuts.
no! Like, total red card. So
That's
it
hilarious.
goes to him.
That's a great red card.
I have one actually pretty similar. I had a red card for fucking Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald crying, talking all this shit, but that'd be too cliche of me. I'm gonna go red card of the week for that Florida State kid that came in at the end of the game and hit that fucking jumper and killed my fucking under.
Oh, I saw it hit the over.
Like, dude, there's
Hating on
no.
walk-ons, dude? Come on.
It makes sense, and that's why college basketball stinks. But dude, fucking
Yeah.
dribble the ball out, take your win. Kid, fucking.
Hey, you got to take those opportunities when you get them. You're a
Yeah,
Looks like
walk-on,
he
sitting
put-
on the
and It
bench.
looks like he's been in the game like just bottoms up, right?
If
in
you
my
got in the
face.
game for the first time, you'd probably do the same
I would
thing.
do the same exact thing, but I would airball because I'd be shook. But yeah, fuck you.
So, speaking off bias due to losing a bet, red card of the week, I'll do a two-handed double red card of the week. One goes straight to Justin Tucker, the best kicker of all time.
Oh.
Missing 2 field goals, ruining a positive game script for a team that loves running the football. And number 2 goes to Lamar Jackson for throwing a pick 6 up 7 when you're on the 2-yard line, when you're thrown right into the damn end zone. So enough said, double red card of the week to the 2 of those assholes.
I've never seen the Plotniks so mutually mad watching a game together.
Terrible.
So we both needed the
So
Ravens
happy I
so
was-
I just would
bad.
love the Bills to score 35 points, blow the Ravens
I
out the
love
old-fashioned
that.
way.
I feel bad.
Then I say I'm wrong. Then just to lose it with the best kicker of all time, doinking 2 from like 40 yards.
That is probably the first game he's ever missed 2 field goals in a
I
game.
left you guys at the perfect time. I didn't have to be with you during any of that. Thank God.
I mean, I wish you'd just left me right now. God.
Which goes into my red card. I wish I can give you on you right now, but
Do it.
Jared Porter, the New York
Oh, you
Mets.
said Jared. I thought you were going to do it.
I should. I know. I should have.
Creep dick.
Let me try that again. Jared Plotnick Porter,
Wow, that's a
the
red
general
card.
manager
Third of
of
the
the
week.
New York Mets, fired after sending dick pics to a reporter.
Not only sending dick pics.
Okay, and then you see the chain of messages. Hello,
it's
beautiful.
the-
Sending him the weirdest selfies I've ever seen in my life.
60 texts in a row.
Yeah,
Like-
what's the most texts you've ever sent like one person in a row? Like,
I mean, probably when I'm gambling and one of my friends is sleeping and I'm like, oh, did you see that?
yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous. Like, hello, beautiful, and then why don't you respond, beautiful, with a creepy ass picture of him in a
You
headband.
like with a selfie?
Just the
What-
weirdest
what-
thing ever.
Quick question: was he responsible for all the trades he made before he left?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Well, it's Lindor.
No,
In and out.
not good for him. He's not getting any money from it.
Whatever. Good for the Mets.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, good for
Yeah.
the Mets.
Yeah, and then I
Well,
also
is it great publicity, right?
Honestly, they should force them now to like take that shortstop they just got Lindor, trade him to a division rival to actually spite them for doing something ridiculous, hiring just a complete creep. Marlins, knock knock, Lindor.
So I also have another one.
Benji?
It's a very small one, but I was
There's no small red cards. Either you're ejected
Yeah,
or you're in the
red or
game.
no, he's ejected. In my opinion, people might disagree, but I was having lunch yesterday. I was scrolling through Instagram. For some reason, I still follow Hassan Whiteside, which was automatically unfollowed after I saw this. But he posted this video of Jabari Parker's new car. Did you guys see that in the parking lot?
Oh.
Looks like out of a scene of Cat in the Hat. I'm not joking. It's like a fuchsia color.
Sounds
It
dope.
looks like a Cat in the Hat mobile. Like, Jabari Parker, what are you doing? Like, that car could break down at any moment.
What is he doing? He has so much fucking money.
He's
He doesn't know
not
what to do with
wasting
it.
money on
You guys have to see it.
depreciable asset.
If you looked at it, you would understand.
You know what he's not doing? He's
look
my
back
problem.
on it.
Not spending his time sending 60 straight text messages with weird bulging dick pics.
Well, that's why he was number one and Jabari's number two. Imagine sending dick pics in that car.
Honestly, how many dick pics have you
Should've
sent?
just
How many
played
dick
off.
pics have you sent in your life?
0. I was gonna.
So doubtful, so
I was
doubtful.
gonna ask that. Have you guys ever sent it? I swear to God, I've never sent a dick pic in my entire
Well,
life.
we've done like Snapchats, like, you know, we're big golfers.
Not even
when
Snap, I've
when
never
the piss
done
is going
that.
left, I know Jared sent it like 6 times. Like,
No, but how
these
many
are my
times-
drives.
Sexually
Like-
towards a girl. How many times have you ever sent it?
Oh, never. I just
Did you
wanted
send
to-
it to doodles when you guys first
No,
met?
I don't even think that's attractive.
Exactly.
Like,
I've never sent that.
I think
in
I
my
did it
life.
once when I was in like 6th grade.
6th grade? So what, 2 weeks ago?
Kayla Loudon.
You had a cell phone.
Sorry,
in 6th grade?
I didn't mean to name call, but she's a porn star now,
Oh,
so
fire me
It
up.
all started with Dino's.
You must have
little
felt
freckle.
super comfortable.
that's a fact too.
Wait, we got 2 from our producer. 3. Wow. He's not Jewish though. That's probably why.
Yeah, he's probably got 15 inches.
I haven't yet, but I may try
Yeah.
something 60 in a row. See.
That was back. That was back before like there was HD cameras. Like you couldn't get a full glimpse.
But would you ever follow a dick pic up with 3 unanswered texts? Like that's just
I would have
asking
just,
to get
I would have just
publicized.
played it
I
off
think she
like,
just
oh,
stopped.
maybe I had the wrong number. I was trying to be like my girlfriend.
I don't even know what she looks like, but
All
Really,
right.
she's like
I
international.
don't have much to
All
say
right.
on my
Well,
picks.
that's a wrap for Red Card of the Week. All right, boys. Plotniks, the stage is yours. It was a nice golf tournament. Can't wait to chime in. I know.
Lead us off, bro. Sony Open. You have the most to talk about,
Sony
not us.
Open. We did a one and done. I had Webb Simpson. I gave you all. Had a chance to win it all. He was going into the par 5 at one point. Basically, he was tied for the lead and he couldn't even birdie. So he would end up losing anyway. But after hearing like the Plotniks breakdowns and giving some names out there, I think Kevin Knott was mentioned a little bit. So I decided to put $15 on him at a 60 to 1, and it came back for a $900 hit.
Wow. You got some terrible odds.
no golf
Most people I
club.
saw had 80 to 1, but
Kevin
that's
bleeping now.
Well, yeah,
what happens with the offshores. Yeah, there's
Well, our
offshore.
book always is great odds on Monday, and every day by Wednesday it drops like 15
Yeah, Kevin bleeping now. It was a beautiful performance. I mean,
Pains me to see him win when I'm not on him because
I
I,
know.
love him so much.
Well,
You
But
got me
actually,
on Jason Day. I hit a couple on Jason, then I moved the bus, and like you got me on Kevin Na, and I just picked the right time.
it just sucked. He birdied, I think, 4 of his last 6 holes, which was a dagger for me. I had Joaquin Niemann.
Yeah, he was down
I had
3.
Niemann. And
One point he was down
Niemann
3
was
and-
1 back, 2 back, like just really fighting.
I just love him. I honestly,
Niemann chipping in on 17, giving
Yeah,
himself
that
a
was
chance.
nasty.
He was
I would
down 1.
love to see him on the Ryder Cup. They were talking about it while they were following Kevin Na, like just
yeah.
like his walk-in putts. Like he's very animated. Like he's goofy. He's funny. He'll bring like a lot of firepower. He was born in Seoul, Korea, but
He's American.
He got his United States citizenship. And
Yeah. So
he'd be great for
keep winning, baby.
Yeah,
Sony Open, truly never really the most entertaining or fun.
Yeah, it's always a weird guy, like you said.
Well, it was good when you got a sweat. We had Leishman in the mix too. You know, he only lost by 2. He just couldn't make a damn putt.
What I've been saying, follow the Plonics, top 5.
I had 3 guys in the top
Berger
10.
was there for a bit. He just couldn't sink a putt either. That's just the name of the game.
Yeah. So when it gets to our one and dones, Jared had Daniel Berger. He actually finished T7, made about 200 plus K, 200.4. Eric had Webb Simpson, who actually finished T4, of course. Sunday, Webb Simpson just birding every single freaking hole imaginable. So he had 277K. So you got a nice 77K lead. Miles had Morikawa, who also had a nice Sunday, finished T7 at same price,
Morikawa,
200.
I did not, like, when you said, like, his wife or his girlfri's there, like, I didn't know what she looked like. Saw a picture on Instagram and immediately got hard.
Yeah, I told you, we said it.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought you were just talking. I was like, she was like, oh my God.
Yeah. So Berger's girl is
If you're into that.
not too shabby either. I had Answer. I was confident.
I didn't see him on the leaderboard.
Yeah, he missed a cut.
Yeah, that's why.
So Dino with a big goose egg. One and done kills me, but stick behind me with my matchups. Stick behind me with my picks, and you're going to be profitable. I mean, look, 2 weeks in a row I've had guys finish in the top 5. You know, sometimes you just need the ball to roll your way on Sunday. But look, I don't like these type of courses. These aren't my type of tournaments. Give me where, you know, some better players can get out there in the field. These fields are a little weak. It's tough to predict. So
That's why I love early tournaments. You could take flyers on guys because those are usually the guys that are going to be the top.
wait till you get into this week. Trust me.
There's some great. I got one. You're going to laugh.
So American Express at PGA West. It's in La Quinta, California.
Love that course. That should be a trip.
This is going to be an interesting breakdown for me today. So typically this is a pro-am, meaning that...
No, false. They did a program.
Do you want to fucking bet my
Yeah,
life on
probably
it?
like
You don't know shit about the
10
breakdowns. I don't
years.
want to hear it.
Wrong.
AT&T Pebble.
That's also a pro-am.
Too? I stand
Yes.
corrected.
All right.
That's why it's golf with the Plonics, the Pfeffers, and
Yeah,
sit
sit
back
down,
and,
sheep, and shut up already. Usually a pro-am, but because of COVID, they didn't want celebrities out there. It's such a packed field because there's so many celebrities. They played on 3 different tracks. However, this year they're actually moving it to 2. So they're actually removing the La Quinta course. It's actually the easiest of the 3, so I think we may see some lower scores. When I say lower, I mean if the winner finishes at minus 26, you might see it at minus 21. They also, I think they're going to change pin locations a little bit, make it a little bit tougher. Obviously, with amateurs out there, they're making it as more accessible as possible. So I think it's going to be a little bit more competitive. 2 courses. You got the Stadium course at PGA West.
Love that course.
That's a Pete Dye course.
It's honestly similarity to TPC Sawgrass. They always they
Took the words out of my mouth.
Every time I'm watching them,
Nice
they
rebound.
always every time I'm watching, they always show like one hole and then they put the one.
So
next
he
to
knows
it.
this, but he doesn't know that there's 3 courses that they play.
No, I know they play on 3.
He didn't know that
You know, it was a pro-am.
I didn't know. Well, I saw highlights of like Goldberg back in the day. With
Yeah, he throws the guy in the lake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
So, which should have told you that was a pro-am.
I know, but I thought it was like years ago. Like, I don't remember when's the last time they did a pro in there.
Last year.
Yeah. They do it every year.
So, par
Just a
72.
lower tier one.
It's Bermuda Greens yet again. This is the one course that has shot link. Usually the other 2 don't. For shot link out there, if you follow it on the app or anything, it'll actually tell you, where they're hitting the ball, how many yards away that they are, and you'll get all that fun stuff to be able to actually track it and track statistics. But La Quinta didn't, so it'll be nice not to have to deal with that this year. And like you said, corollary course to TPC Sawgrass has a lot of water. You need to be accurate off the tee. It's tree lined, so a lot of angles into the greens. They're saying that course is going to play much tougher than the Jack Nicklaus tournament course at PGA West. Also Bermuda Greens, 4 par 5s, all under 555 yards. Par 5 scoring is going to be immaculate. You're going to see a lot of lower scores on that course. So they're going to play both. So the way they do alternate. So Thursday you'll play one of them, depending on who you are. The next day you'll play the other. And then over the weekend, to my understanding, they'll only be playing the Stadium
So
course.
there's only 2 courses. There was 3, no?
I'm going to deck this
I
kid.
thought there was 3. You said there was 3.
There used to be 3 because of this year, and there's no pro-am. There's only 2.
So there's Stadium and the other one.
Stadium and the Nicklaus tournament.
Gotcha. So they're doing the weekend because usually there was 3. And
That's what I'm saying. Now they'll alternate the first 2 days and then play the Stadium
Rebounder.
course.
Big rebounder tonight.
All right.
I'm in
Down 1-0. You tied it up at 1. Now you're down 1-3. You just get 2 in a row.
Some ugly winners here. Not a great field. Not only that, but one of the outright favorite of the tournament was John Rahm, and he withdrew, so it's not going to be the star-studded field you could imagine. And you'll see the winners here vary from studs to duds. So last year's winner was Andrew Landry, Adam Long the year before, John Rahm, Hudson Swafford, Duff Daddy, Jason Duffner, Bill Hasselwan, and Patrick Reed. That's given a little bit of a breakdown. So you could just see the wide range of winners here. Really what you're going to see a lot of is some studs that can bomb it and get around the course, some short hitters with great approaches that just get hot with their putter. So let's jump into some winners, and then we'll get to our one and dones. I have a bunch of winners, so I'll rattle off a bunch. Or I'm going to rattle off 2, let Jared go to his 2, and then I'll finish off.
I got one this week.
Papa has 1.
He's doubling down with Kevin.
I'm gonna follow up with last week. I'm doubling down. Speaking of doubling down, I'm going with Abraham answer quote yet again. Abraham has got the answers. I'm riding the train. He gained strokes in every statistic except putting last week, which is the irony because I was literally saying that his putter was hot last week and that he couldn't do anything else. So
that was a bad pick.
And he
the farmer statistics.
shot under par in both rounds. He just wasn't low enough because he lost 5 strokes putting. But he's got great course history. He's finished runner-up last year and top 20 the year before. So definitely some nice course history. I got it at 28-1. I think the line makes absolutely no sense. I already saw it move down to 25. You might see it 22 by tomorrow. Great value here. There's no way that you're telling me what I think is a top 5 player, again, in the field should be 28-1. So that's my first one. Second one, this is a long shot tournament, so I'm going to be hitting some long shots. Most long shots tend to win this thing. I'm going with Doc Redman. What's up? What's up, Doc? What's up, Doc?
Doc Redman wins this tournament. You'll never hear from the sheep again. I will retire.
I mean, I hope not. I love you, but Doc Redman 90-1. Seems like he's on the cusp of winning. Fantastic. Do you not pay attention to small tournaments?
Doc Redman's the one who wears the floppy hat.
No. All right, now you're down 1-4. You're done.
If he keeps interjecting and saying the stupidest shit, I'm going to walk away from this place. Oh, my God. He's a fantastic player, both off the tee and tee to green, gaining almost 2 strokes per tourney in his last 5 starts at a course like this, or at both courses like this. If you can give yourself opportunities to score and get hot with your putter, you can win. He's had 3 top 5s in his last 8 starts at 90-1. I'll take the flyer.
What college?
You're thinking of Peter Malnati, number
Yes,
1,
yes.
all right? It's not even close to the same
Caliber of player, yeah.
What college did Doc Redman go to? And I'll be really
Probably
impressed.
Stanford, I don't know, somewhere in Cali, I'd assume.
Sure it's a little no. Dumb question again. Enough talking. Your segment's over.
Yeah.
All right? So, yeah, last couple weeks I've gone with a couple of the favorites up top. So I've only had 3 golfers today. Take a little more. I'm going to stay in the 20 to 50 range. Actually, it's the 30 to 50 range. I'm a little compact here. So I'll just write off the first 2. And the first is I'm actually with the pig. I'm going Abraham Answer, and I criticized him last week. I don't know why he took him when he gained 7 strokes putting and wasn't even close to the top of the leaderboard. Last week he did the regression. He flipped it, started to hit the ball tee to green beautifully. And just to correct you a little bit, he also lost strokes around the green. So he lost like a total 5 strokes putting and around the green, which is, I mean, that's the stuff that you can fix very quickly. So he only
That's what he's best at,
and that's
too.
2 rounds, a small sample size, but losing that much around the green and putting, not too good. And I mean, on this course, tee to green, I got him, and I actually got him at 30-1, so I got him a little before you. So
Wow, I already saw it was 25, so we're both getting value here. Nice.
So I got Answer at 30-1. Again, I'm gonna go with me and Eric's old boy from back in the day. I'd ask him to take a guess, but I'm not going to because he's made so many bad interjections so far in this segment. And that person is Russell Henley at 33-1. You got the Georgia boy, loves Bermuda grass, and he has been. I mean, actually, what's really changed, he stayed on the PGA Tour back in the day with that putter. He used to get red hot with the putter. Now he's turned into a iron wizard. Last week he was top 5 in the field with his iron. His tee to green game has really come around. He's been bombing the ball, and he's historically loves these greens. This course, I'm getting him at 33-1. I know it's a little tight, not the best for my liking, but you know what? I'm going to say the other one quickly.
Wait, before that, great stat for you. 10 out of the last winners at this tournament played in Hawaii.
Okay, yeah.
So he's coming from Hawaii.
Rusty
Had
was
a great
there.
round, too.
Yeah, Henley was there, had a good round. He's been in good form over the past 6 to 12 months. And I want someone here that can get hot with their putter because that's going to be the difference on the course, and Henley can be that guy. So you know what? I'll throw it back to you, and then I'll come back
Let
to
Eric give his pick so he could talk and
Thank
shut
God.
up.
I was so happy because I just stared at your card. And we have the same third pick. Let's go.
Russ, Big Russ.
I'm going.
Makes me sick too.
I am going with Sticky Ricky Fowler, baby. 35-1 I got today is what I looked at.
Ricky to win a tournament.
I think you mentioned something that he needs to continue to play well against the Masters. I got that on my side. And he's actually competed at this tournament. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, finished top 5 or maybe was in the final group. Won at the Players Championship, which is a similar course. I just, the odds match up. I mean, you're telling me Abraham Answer has better odds than him? Yeah.
Well, I mean, the guy's been in atrocious form. But again, I got him at 40-1. I'm taking him, and my point is the same kind of thing. Let's be real. Ricky is a topper echelon of this field. He shouldn't be below the likes of these guys, but they've just been so much better form than him. He was so bad the last year. But you get him with that putter that can get really hot, and most importantly, he reminds me of Leishman. Leishman last 2 weeks has been competing. The whole last year he was dog shit. But these guys have had a couple months off. They've been chilling. You get revamped, you get reinvigorated, you get your swing going again. Who knows? This guy finds something. He can get as hot as the rest of them. The only thing I'm worried about is on La Quinta he can find 3 water balls, which he loves doing. The guy goes swimming for a living. So, but I mean, I'll take those odds at 40-1. And last but not least, another guy I hate betting, but these odds are ridiculous. Another guy that should be higher than the likes of most of the golfers in front of him, and that's Paul Casey. I'm getting him at 50-1, and this is just a straight good golfer play. He's 50-1. This guy is great tee to green. The guy's a wizard with his irons. He's a great part of his life. He's happily married. He's just going out there. He came to second in the PGA, and he actually played well. I thought he was going to blow up because he always chokes, and he didn't. He hung in there. So I mean, this is just a straight numbers play. We haven't seen him play since the new season started. So give me Casey at 50-1.
I am also on Casey 50-1.
Here we go.
And here we go. The Plotniks are on 2 of the same bets. That's always a good sign.
Yeah,
one thing to note that I was thinking about and heard a lot of and read a lot of after Kevin Na won is when you can find a guy with win equity over the course of their career at a huge number, that's almost an automatic bet in a bad field. So at 50-1, I just cannot understand that the number 27 ranked player in the field is 50-1. So
27 player in the world.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You said the field.
Sorry.
She's a lot higher than that in this
I meant
field.
to say 27 ranked player in the world. But he's actually won 2 times in the last 3 seasons on the PGA. He's won 14 European wins. The guy just has win equity. Great ball striker. Course fits his game. If you look at the previous winners here, it's guys who notoriously are bad putters who just can get hot with their putter. When he gets hot, he can always linger. So that's going to be my third one. And lastly, I'm going to continue with my long shots. Byung-Hun An, Benny On at 125-1.
Oh, shit.
Unbelievable striker who just can't putt, but he always happens to hang around the top of the leaderboard quite often. In his 2020 season, he gained strokes putting in only 4 events. In those events, he finished 4th at Honda, 12th at the WGC, 22nd at the PGA Championship, and 46th at the Travelers. So when he can just get a single stroke putting, he can linger across the board. So
that number you find
gotta like it at 125. And like I said, long shots notoriously tend to compete in this tournament. So that'll wrap up the card for me.
All right, boys, it's that time.
And just right before we get there, I'm just gonna throw in I have a third cash crop as opposed to my 2 other football bets, and that's a full tournament matchup in golf. I'm going again with Abraham Answer over Kevin Na. I love fading the guys off a big win. He's having a good time with his family, going to produce his second kid.
Probably still in Hawaii for all we know.
Yeah, but you know him. He'll play for the first round. Once he's like +2 through 5, he'll withdraw because he's due for one of those. So give me Answer over Kevin Na, full tournament.
All right, well, one and done. Since I am the leader, I should have the rights to pick first so that you guys can stay out of my way. And I'm going with the guy who I bet on to win the whole tournament is Ricky Fowler. I think the field sets up nicely for him. I probably will stay away from him in bigger tournaments. It's a good opportunity for him to finish high on the leaderboard. No pressure for him to win, so I think he'll be playing freely. Give me a sticky Ricky Fowler.
Isles, what's your one and done?
I have no analytical reason behind this.
Yeah, we know that.
And I know that I'm taking a risk in picking this person, but I'm taking Jim Herman.
Actually,
What?
I actually like that
And
a lot.
I want you guys to know you like it for a different reason than I do. The fact that now Donald Trump is not the president of the United States and has a lot of free time, maybe he'll be in Jim's ear, get him motivated.
And what's the correlation?
I'll let you look that up.
I'll actually back him up. I love Jim Herman this week in like DraftKings. Maybe follow you out there. Manny loves top tens. Maybe a little Jim Herman action.
And I know it's a risk.
The guy hit great tee to green last week, and he just couldn't putt. And normally Jim Herman is known for just putting the lights out. So if he gets that putter going again this week with that solid tee to green game, he can have his one win a year that he normally has.
Thank you for making my pick sound legitimate.
I still hate you, but
I was waiting for something that was like Facebook, Instagram.
no, I like that what he's doing. Like, there's one and dones for absolutely like the most absurd reason that makes no sense. And I hope he wins this because it'll show.
At least I'm consistent.
My one and done's going to be Scotty Scheffler.
Oof,
I just
like
think,
him.
like I said, with John Rahm not playing, and you just when it comes to one and done, there's only 37 events in a year. You got to take the guys at the top of the board. Scotty Scheffler is an up and coming stud. I've talked about him on previous podcasts. I'll just take him this week, Scotty Scheffler.
All right, well, I'm going to triple down, and I'm going with Abraham Answer. And, I mean, this guy, he just owes it to me. When in that tournament we bet on him, where he shot a 66 on a par 72 in the final round, 6 under, bogey-free, and he loses because Webb Simpson birdies 6 of the last 7 holes and beats him by 1, and I had him at 150 to 1 in that tournament. So he owes me a win. Abraham Answer gets it done this week and wins his first career PGA Tour tournament.
All right, that's one and done this week. We'll see how we look next week.
All right, guys, I told you we would have a new segment here this week. The segment is Pet Peeves. So, Pet Peeves could be about betting, some things that you hate to see when people bet, or pet peeves in life. I think it's going to be pretty funny. I'm actually going away this week to Atlanta, so it ties right in. I'm going to be flying on a plane. You guys should probably all agree with me. I cannot stand, as soon as the plane lands, everybody jumps up to the aisle.
It's the worst.
Everyone jumps up the aisle. Obviously, the door doesn't open. There's things that go on before. Everyone's just rushing to the aisle. It'll be in the back line. Everyone just gets up, and then they just stand there like fucking losers.
It's the worst.
And they're looking at you, and I'm just sitting down like where are you going? You can't go anywhere.
I always sit aisle too, and they're just like leaning on top of me.
Yeah, bro, like fucking dude, like yo, just sit in your seat when the door is open. Everyone starts going, you fucking get up and go. Like I can't stand that shit.
I fly to United a lot, and the thing that they do, they go like rows 1 through 7. You can now get up, and that kind of helps a little bit.
I haven't flown since COVID, so I don't know what they do now. But I'm hoping and praying we have an empty flight tomorrow. But yeah, can't stand that shit.
All right, my pet peeve is anytime Jared eats Chipotle, the hours after that are just atrocious.
I was surprised you didn't go with one Jared choose.
Double beans, double black beans, double pinto beans is in my nostrils for the next 4 hours. Drives me insane. I can't even sit around him.
Oh.
I just need him to go in his room, get away from me. His pet peeve.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a pet peeve.
I mean, I guess my pet peeve is when my brother yells at his dog every day to shut up and not understanding why it's crying, and it's because he doesn't walk her.
That's such fucking bullshit, dude.
If we're going to give fake news pet peeves, then I just threw one out there.
That is such.
No, my real pet peeve is though when someone just unnamed, maybe I'll just keep it podcast related, just will explicitly make a pick and say, you know what, I have no statistical research behind this, and then when they somehow win it due to luck box, next time try to glance in your face and pretend like they're a genius and know everything. That's a pet peeve of mine.
I wonder who you're talking about.
I have no idea. I told you I'm not naming anyone.
Can I follow up on that real quick? Another pet peeve.
Go ahead, because
And I'll name names. When I fucking send Miles ask me for a bet, what am I taking on this? I give him the bet, and then he likes like my comment, and he's like, let's go. And then 2 hours later, the bet hits, and I'm like writing in the group like, what a cash, and he's like, oh, I forgot to take it. It's like, you asked me for the bet.
And liked your comment.
Yeah, like
so he knows exactly.
You know what my pet peeve is? When we're giving our pet peeves and someone is on their phone typing and then interjects with something you already said. That's a pet peeve.
The kid today.
It's terrible. It's awful whoever does that.
I want to stay on topic, but I'll kind of switch over. My pet peeve is snoring, especially from a girl's nose. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life. And honestly, when people wonder why guys ghost them, well, if they've ever slept there and they snore, that's a number one reason why. But I thought we were writing these pet peeves on each other, so I came up with some
that's what I thought so too.
some dumb
That's
shit.
right.
So I kind of had to just go off on a whim there. But one of my pet peeves about you is the fact that you just
Who's
will
you?
gamble on everything, Eric. Eric will literally just gamble just to gamble. I'm like, dude, you could be doing well, but you're just addicted to gambling.
That's why we bet the farm. Wake
I'll bet
up.
on the fucking dog versus the cat across the street. You know,
It just
like the
It's
farmer
probably
says,
minus 1,000 though.
if I have a fucking edge, I'm gonna try to take advantage of the edge, right?
One other pet peeve I have, and I don't use cash often, but if I do, and the cashier gives me like 3 pennies for change. It's like,
put some-
are you kidding me? First of all, what the fuck you want me to do with these 3 pennies? I don't
When
want
was the
them.
last fucking time you used cash?
Puts them on top of
Sometimes.
the bills.
Yeah,
you have to like shove them in your pocket.
I always just drop them on the counter.
Yeah.
It's like, just take it, please.
Yeah, like the gas station, they throw in there, like, yeah.
I got another pet peeve. When I'm fucking driving outside of my neighborhood and I'm trying to cross the stoplight and there's a guy preaching about Jesus right next to me.
He does that on the corner.
Why are you doing
Yeah.
that right here? I'm just trying to go out and have a good time. You're trying to remind me of Jesus is judging me.
He is.
Unbelievable.
Apparently,
yeah. Well, he would have been.
You had pet peeves for them too? I want to hear them.
No, they were a reach. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, he backed out. I didn't move, like a girl snoring isn't a reach. All right, what's next?
It's,
I mean,
it's a true though.
Obviously, I snore. I'm a pig.
No, but I know you can't help it, but it's figure it out.
Jared loves it,
Wear
or
a
else he wouldn't be
nasal
my
strip or
friend, because I've been
something.
snoring since I was like 8 years old.
It's
I used to
awful.
have to shake Eric in sleepovers waking up, and then I pressure myself so hard to fall asleep in the next 2 minutes before he starts just snoring like an absolute pig again to keep me awake because I can never fall asleep.
Eric
From
does
what
that?
I'm told, though, I think I've gotten better, but you'll have to ask Doodles on
Yeah,
that.
it's because she has earplugs.
Or she falls asleep first every night. But yeah, that's the pet peeves. That was fun. I like that.
Yeah.
We'll have a new segment for something. We'll try to give you guys
Now I
something
understand
fun.
more about it than
Yeah. All right, well, football, like we mentioned, is almost done, so we have some miscellaneous bets. But before we do that, we're going to bring it over to Miles for his NBA cash crops.
Yeah, well, I would like to just talk about Joel Embiid real quick, give him a quick shout out. I think he's playing absolutely incredible. I don't know if you guys have paid much attention to what he's doing this year,
Playing
but
an MVP.
he looks like an MVP candidate, averaging 25, 12, and 3 right now. James Harden, honestly, was one of mine, but now that he's with Kevin and Kyrie, I don't see his numbers being as high as his.
The only luxury for Embiid all year long, Philly's been battling both
Yeah.
injuries and COVID. So he hasn't been one of them. So he's been
Yeah,
playing
exactly.
so much, and volume is so big for him.
But even his jump shot, like the way he's been able to create shots is incredible. I didn't even know he had that in him. His shooting has just definitely improved. And then I want to give another quick shout out to Tyler Hero, his 21st birthday.
There
Our
it is.
baby goat is 21 years old.
Get the kid a bottle.
And it's only uphill from here. So let's go right into cash crops.
Let's do it.
We got Golden State tonight. -1. Golden State's playing great.
Yeah, I got it. First episode, you were not a big fan of Golden State.
I know, but they're playing
I
great
love
right now.
Golden
I didn't get a chance to look at Curry's props. I'm already leaning towards the overs without even seeing them. I see him having another big game tonight. James Wiseman's really coming into his own. Draymond Green is doing a great job of mentoring him. I really appreciate what he's doing over there. Obviously, they're a whole different team with Klay Thompson, but
So the
with
cash crop is Golden State
-1.
verse
Wow.
Farmer Jr.
Cut it. Type that in front.
Play the Spurs, and I don't even know how I know this when he's on the target.
So that's
I
my
probably told you like 10
Well,
times today. Yo, take the Warriors. Take the Warriors.
He told me to take the Nets that are getting their asses kicked.
Yes, that's good.
You never take a
They're
team
down
that just
2
gets their first big three.
They're
Like,
down 2 at
That's
halftime.
right up there with fading a champion on the first game of the season.
Okay.
So that might be good for me.
All right, let's go into the other one.
At least in the
Pelicans
beginning.
plus 6.5 against the Utah Jazz. A little redemption game from last night.
tomorrow?
I don't know if you. Yeah, this is tomorrow, January 21st. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the Jazz were absolutely on fire last night. It was terrible to watch when you're on the other side of it. Lonzo Ball is obviously being rotated in, and he just doesn't look the same. He's been playing atrocious as well, and it kills me to say that. But I see a nice bounce back game from them. Zion has been more aggressive towards the rim. I really like what he's doing. He's a big scorer. Steven Adams is a tank. Love to see it. Brandon Ingram hasn't been playing as well as I thought he would play. But I think he'll come into his own. He's got to be that. Yeah, he's the Slim Reaper. He's got to be.
Worst thing the NBA ever did was they're not like testing for weed anymore, so they're all fucking baked out there. Reminds me of us, like high school.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know you do.
Yeah, we were
So
talking about at the
big.
beginning of this episode.
Long ripping threes.
Can I cut into a quick story? Never mind. We don't have to talk about
Confessional?
It's a confessional, but it throws Eric under the bus. So I don't know.
No, we don't throw each other under
I
the
have
bus.
big corporate sponsors here, so
I respect that.
Speaking
Then
of,
we got another. Well, I got another crash crop for that. This is gonna be my third. Taking the Lakers and Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks -1 against the Lakers tomorrow night. Bucks are at home.
Lakers have been so good.
I understand that,
They
but
just
Milwaukee's
lost
also coming off a big loss.
Okay.
Milwaukee's gonna show their guts tomorrow, and they're gonna win big. And that's my reasoning.
I'm very surprised. They were favored against New Jersey, Brooklyn. Now favored. They're getting a lot of value.
Yeah.
A lot
a
of
lot of
love
respect
from
for no
Lakers.
reason.
For sure,
Don't do
absolutely.
shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Giannis crumbles. Giannis is like Lamar Jackson. They crumble under pressure.
Those are my NBA props. I also would love to talk about our rookie class this year. I don't know if Jared's got some Cole Anthony.
Yeah, who's
information
leading?
he wants
If
to
you
talk
had a,
about.
if you had a crown rookie of the year right now, who is
Definitely Cole Anthony is in
Yeah?
the driver's seat.
Not James Wiseman?
No.
LaMelo is
James
leading by
Wiseman.
Everything about LaMelo's statistics are better than Cole Anthony's. His field goal percentage,
It's
not
his
even
points per
close,
game,
dude.
his rebounds, his assists. I'm just saying. So we can.
We don't need to talk about this,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
Well, I think that the viewers would be proud
Yeah,
and
no,
happy
kid,
if they took them plus 400.
Not even a quarter
For the
of
luckiest kid I know, I already know how flaunting he is with his 3-1 favorite that he is just so
4-1.
horny about.
It was 4-1.
It was not.
It
You
was
told me
plus
3.5.
400.
You're just always so high. You don't
Just
know what's
watch the
going on.
first episode.
Okay.
Just
Let
watch.
me see
it.
the open ticket then.
Just watch it.
I don't have to watch
Plus
it.
400.
You have the open ticket on your phone.
And I
Let me
also
pull
have
it
the
up.
episode one.
You
We can
probably-
all listen
honestly-
Why do
to
we
it.
have to listen to it if you could just
I'll
take it
pull it
out
up
and
after
show
the
it?
episode.
Probably
I'll show it to
didn't
you.
take it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why he
100%
doesn't want to show it. He wants
yeah.
us to scroll back to see what he said.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I
Full of
definitely
shit.
didn't forget.
All right, boys.
So
Nice NBA picks. Let's get to the
Jared,
miscellaneous.
did you want to say anything? Or?
Set it off.
do I have to say the same thing for the seventh
I didn't
time
know if
about
you were
value?
being cut- I didn't
Do you
know if
understand what value is?
I didn't know if you were being cut off. That's all. I was just looking out for you.
Okay.
I'm about to cut your face off.
Miscellaneous bets. All right, we're gonna take you away from the gridiron, away from the court, or the NBA court. I'll start it off. I got a little NCAA basketball tomorrow. We're going to the MAC Nation, the good old MAC League. We all know those are usually high over under numbers. Buffalo versus Eastern Michigan. I don't know if you guys have watched Buffalo this year, but they literally have size. They go up and down the floor. They never stop. Over under is at 150. Buffalo's also favored in the game by 12, so I like that combo. I think it's going to be a blowout for Buffalo, and for that to happen, I'm seeing high 80s, low 60s, which should get me to the over 150. That's my miscellaneous bet. Add that to the cash crops.
Wow.
Oh, anti-cash crop.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Everything I do is a cash crop.
I like the mindset.
All right, I'll finish my. I don't have anything crazy this week. Couldn't find anything that really tickled my fancy. So the one thing I'm going to do is what I alluded to earlier with that miscellaneous bet that I am going to have in the Chiefs game, and that's going to be. I don't know what the odds are going to be. I don't even know if it's going to be available, but that's giving me the Honey Badger to have a pick six in the game.
What?
He's pick
Wow.
pick
You can do
sixing.
that?
I don't know. Probably. There's got to be.
No,
No, well, then you might
At least to
have
take a pick.
You should do then.
I just said miscellaneous bet.
So
I didn't
I
say
would
cash
say
drop.
so. I would say yes.
Those odds are probably great.
I don't know if that's available. They might be, but then you would be. I would say yes to a defensive or special teams touchdown.
Oh yeah, okay, we could do that.
That
then.
could be
yeah,
cash
that's a
drop?
good call. Well, I mean that's good. You're gonna get that at like plus 180. It's a little,
That's it?
Yeah, because probably plus 220 you'll get, and then it'll be minus 3.
Then
Yeah,
you could
especially
even,
with
you could even
Mahomes.
get like Tyreek Hill on a punt return to the house.
Yeah.
Is that
Or
option
maybe I'll take a
available?
Chiefs.
Yeah, you could do.
I'll take Chiefs defensive / special teams touchdown. How about that?
What's that?
I think I can do it. Probably it'll probably be plus. We'll look it up, but
If you want good
Yeah.
value, you
I'm
can
down
go
with that.
first touchdown of the game.
Honey
defensive
Badger.
special team.
Oh.
hey, Josh Allen, he's got propensity to turn the ball over. Biggest game of his life. Shook as a leaf. The Honey Badger is a dog. He's still in his prime, a beast. He's going to pick him off and take it to the
Love
house.
the Honey Badger.
All right, cash crops. I'm going back to, or miscellaneous cash crops. I'm going back to PGA matchups. I got Francisco Molinari over Russell Knox at plus 125. Just like you guys were talking about earlier with Ricky and whatnot, I think Molinari is in a perfect buy low spot after an abysmal 2020 season. He only played 7 times, basically after Tiger ruined his career at the 2019 Masters. So as we remember, he was playing out of his mind in 2018 and 2019, but now he's had ample time off to regroup. He actually moved his whole family out to California, where this event actually is. So I'll take the underdog versus Knox, who missed 13 cuts in the 2020 calendar season, and I got him as an underdog. So there's nothing about Knox that's trending to make me shy off this bet. So I'll take that. And then I got Matt Wolf over Sung J M at plus 145. This line just blows my actual mind.
It doesn't make any sense.
It blows my mind that he's the number 15 player in the world and he's plus 145 in a matchup versus Sung J.
First tournament.
Right.
Sounds like a
it's
hammer
still
play.
absurd. Matt Wolf is from California, born and raised, can have some familiarity, and he has no issues with travel because he's been in the States, whereas Im has been all over Hawaii, and now he's flying all into Cali, and he's only been there for a few days.
And I heard his passport expires on Saturday.
So the odds simply just don't make sense, so I'm taking that. And then I know I had an MMA show this week with the Burn Dog. We still have 2 of the cards already done, but there's one more card with Conor McGregor this weekend, so go listen to it. But I'll still make it a cash crop on here anyways. Khalil Roundtree versus Marcin Prichnino, if I'm saying his name right, under 1.5 at minus 165. It's juicy. But Roundtree's a minus 330 favorite. He's had 9 fights in the UFC, and of those fights, 6 of them haven't gone past the first round, and the line is minus 1.5. Now we get an extra 2 minutes, 30 seconds beyond that first round. That sounds like an absolute hammer. Khalil Roundtree, if you've ever seen him, he looks like an ex-NFL player or bodybuilder. He is massive, African-American dude. I just think he's going to knock this dude out in the first maybe minute and a half. So I'll take Roundtree in the under.
What time is the main event? Because I know these other fights
It's Abu Dhabi, but it's Conor McGregor, so I think they're going to make it more of a nighttime. It's technically in Abu Dhabi in the morning. They'll start fighting at 5 a.m. over there.
That's what they did for the
the first Fight Island fights when we watched it at your house.
Yeah.
So it's the same as that. It'll be at night. It's Conor McGregor headlining. So Roundtree.
I'm actually not a big UFC guy, but I'll definitely be tuning into
without a doubt.
to you and the Burn Dog.
Yeah. So that's what I got for
Miles, any miscellaneous WNBA? I mean college hoops.
Yeah, we're actually going back to
Go for
NCAA. We're going with the UConn.
You say something with a little bit of enthusiasm. Wake up.
Proud. You're one of
The
those.
UConn Huskies, the women. For
Coached
one
by?
reason.
Coached by?
For one reason. Do you know Arnie? For one reason.
I don't think he's a coach anymore.
He's not?
I don't think so.
He definitely is.
I thought they got a new coach.
Oh my god.
How do you ask that question? I don't know the answer to
Did you
it.
say genial or
The two of you today with their interjections. Oh my god.
So are you guys familiar with the IG handle Overtime? I'm sure you are, right?
I've never heard of it.
I've heard of it.
Okay, so it's basketball oriented, and they've always, probably from about 3 years ago, I've always posted about this girl from Minnesota. Her name's Paige Buchers, and she's literally the Tyler Hero version in a girl, just like a blonde girl who's just nasty. I think she's 5'11", breeder. But she's a freshman this year, and she's killing it. She's averaging 18 points a game as a freshman. She was a Gatorade All-American or Gatorade Player of the Year, McDonald's All-American
You
last
actually
year.
did some research.
This girl is
On a WNBA.
I'm counting this.
It blows my mind because last week I didn't even mention her, and for some reason it hasn't even registered because I've obviously followed this girl. She's a 19-year-old girl, so it's a little weird to talk about a girl that much who's 19 years old. But she's
been talking about LaMelo Ball since he was 2 years old.
That's very fair. But she's literally the equivalent. She's going to be someone that you guys are going to hear a lot about in the near future if you haven't already. And for that reason, I'm taking the line is -8 against Tennessee. Tennessee is the 25th ranked team in the nation in women's basketball. I know that sounds a little weird that I know that, but -8 to me, I feel like women's basketball games always end in a 20-point, 30-point victory, always in UConn's favor. Paige is taking me to a W, and I'm going to go 2-0 in women's basketball, and that is a cash crop.
All right.
I'll be taking the other side of that. He did way too much research. He never does that research for any pick he's ever made. So I'll take the other side.
Nice, boys.
Is that a cash crop?
No.
We got
All I could hope for.
I don't know if we're going to be able to come to
We do have our
consensus today.
BTF
we
special.
still have Ask the Farm.
Ooh, yes,
Some
that's right.
fan questions.
We do have some friend questions, so hang tight, boys. I know you guys are waiting for that BTF special. But yeah, what do we got for our questions?
We had a few questions here. This is a great question from @Kanye West. How many sheep does it take the farmer to count when he's trying to go to bed?
Is there a fictional answer for this?
We got to ask.
Interesting.
I would say.
Is this after I'm the farmer, buddy.
The sheep? I heard the sheep.
How many sheep
This
does it
kid
take
has
the
been
farmer
so
to
bad
count?
tonight.
Okay.
She's
How many
thinking about his early
Well,
wake
it
up
depends. Is this
tomorrow.
after a winning night or a losing night?
Let's call it a winning night.
If it's a winning night, I'm sleeping like a baby, so 1. If it's a losing night, it's why did I tail the sheep? So it's probably it depends on how big of a losing night it was, but
1
probably
sheep, 2 sheep, 3 sheep, 4 sheep. Get to 99 maybe?
honestly 69 and then I pass out.
Let's get on.
All right.
Next question.
We also had, what other animals live on the farm?
By who? Who asked it?
From @Tulip36.
Well, we got a dog. She's always passed out on the couch over here. She cheats.
We also, he lives in the soil, but we have a worm.
We do have a
And we
worm.
have the Australian Open coming up. You might see the worm join the podcast soon for some women's tennis.
It's true.
So we got a worm on the farm. That's what we got. We do
We also have a tree on the
dog.
farm.
We do have a tree.
on the farm.
We do have a
Tree on the
tree.
farm.
That's not
We
an
love
animal.
Sam.
Can't wait!
Basketball.
Can't wait for March Madness. We'll get fucking the breakdown.
Doesn't a bear somehow live on the farm too?
Bear does
I didn't even
too.
know bears lived
And
on
I'm
farms.
so happy you brought that up because we talked a lot about the PGA, but the European Tour has a huge event this week in Abu Dhabi. So massive players are playing over there. You got Justin Thomas is out there. You're gonna have Tommy and all those Hatton and all the
Tommy's a
English
chance
boys.
to win because it's not in the U.S.
That's true. So we do have a few other animals. What from at Betting Boss 2242?
Oh, we're getting some love.
What kind of 2021 season do you see from Jordan Spieth? I talked a lot about buy low candidates. He's been one for like 2 years now, the golden child, but
There's no buying low and there's no bottom. That's
I
like
love
no
Jordan
thing in investing.
I will be. Yeah, I will say hot take. I think he does win the tournament this year.
I think he's gonna win.
He's
the tournament,
overdue.
too. I think he's
He gets one.
He's just
Some-
such a good person. He deserves it.
Something's gonna click. I think he's
love
gonna.
Jordan.
I think he's gonna have a
So
year.
does Brandel Chambly stays out of his ear.
And last one from Greasy at Greasy G.
Greasy.
I don't know.
Greasy?
I love our followers. Did you watch the Tiger documentary? And if so, what did you
No,
think?
I didn't. But I'll have plenty of time this week to watch it.
No one else has watched it. I've watched it.
I just saw your
At
text
first,
last night.
I got through the first episode and a half, and I wasn't loving it. But then they get in the second
do
episode. I
this
won't
stuff.
tease too much, but it's a lot about Tiger's downfall and injuries, and then it's all about
The rise.
the bounce back.
Him
And
winning the
I got the
Masters.
chills the whole time. The very ending is when he wins the Masters, and I'm not gonna lie, I shed a tear or two, because they do the whole thing with his dad, his kid.
Yeah.
It's so sick. So I watched it. At the end, I totally really liked it. I'd give it a 7 or 8 out of 10. I did see someone else tweet, he's like, I don't want to see a Tiger documentary unless he has say, because he didn't really get interviewed, so you didn't get his perspective whatsoever.
Oh, he's not in it at all?
He had no consent on this.
Oh.
It's crazy.
So he didn't talk much in it, so you don't get his perspective.
It's not like Michael Jordan where he was like
Right.
narrating
It's
the whole
not.
Oh,
It's
that's
not
so
like
much
that.
different.
Yeah, so
It's tough.
interesting there.
So who's like the main narrator?
So really
definitely the
funny.
guy from, like,
I was
Batman.
even say 50% of the interviews that they have is his ex caddy Stevie Williams. So he talks a lot about what it was like for him on the course, and then off the course it was some family friends of his parents. They had a lot of the women that he had affairs
really?
with.
Wow.
That'll get me watching it.
So it's all about how he was partying. He actually, there's a whole segment on how he used to go to Vegas when he got all that big fame, and he actually hung out with Michael Jordan a lot and
Yeah.
all the studs.
Dennis
And-
Rodman, I'm sure.
No, it was Barkley.
Carmen Electra.
someone else out there. So
That's wild.
yeah, so tune in for that. It was actually, I think you'll like it. So
Is that HBO?
HBO.
I gotta watch that.
Makes me think of like one last question before we head out. If you could trade like lives with anybody, like if you could live their life, like who would you?
He's one of the bottom of the barrels. His life has been so difficult, bro. With all that fame, I don't want to be him. I want to be
But you
I want to be
absolutely-
I want to be a
yeah.
bullpen pitcher, or
No.
definitely a bullpen pitcher that nobody knows, and you just make millions of dollars, and
Justin
nobody can even
Verlander.
recognize you on the street. You have no publicity whatsoever, and you make millions
No,
of
just
dollars.
let me be Charles Howell III. No one's gonna recognize me, but I gotta play on the PGA Tour.
Play
Great.
golf.
Let me be
Yeah.
Dustin Johnson. I actually get a Paulina that loves me.
Oh my god,
That's another good question we could do. It's like if you could play one sport. I always think like if you could play one sport, what would it
baseball.
be? My biggest
Well,
thing
golf.
is I would love to know the feeling of scoring a goal in soccer World Cup for your country. That would be fucking
That's,
epic.
that's pretty sick.
Epic. Like score a shirt off. Like
That would be sick. Like Cristiano Ronaldo, that would be sick
yeah.
life.
Oh, I
No
would
one
love
see
that.
that's another one where
That's a
I don't need
sick
you don't
life.
need that much fame in your life.
Yeah,
I
but
would
dude,
go
like,
straight
are
to
you kidding
Ramos.
me?
Oh well, he's just
Stud.
if you want every girl in the hottest girls in
Like
the
Blake
world.
Griffin probably has a great life.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know we're trying to put it off, but I don't know where we're gonna meet heads here for the BTF special of the
Yeah.
week.
You guys don't like the teaser?
Yeah, we're 5-0-1. Like
You guys don't like that teaser? I know it goes against what Jared likes,
Yeah,
but
it's completely, and
But you're
it's not going through key numbers whatsoever
Well,
in the
we don't
traditional
need
sense.
we don't need to force anything, but I feel like
I mean, we are 5-0-1. We can.
it's cool. 2.5 to 8.
I mean, what else is there that we've even talked about?
Honestly,
already?
I
Everyone's been
could
on the
I
same
could
page.
middle
How
my
about my
teaser.
women's basketball bet?
I don't want to do
I
that.
told you I'm fading you.
I think there's some opportunity. I mean, I was gonna say I could middle with Kansas City -2, but I already said I think I like the Bills outright. So to me, I don't think that's. I'm really digging the Green Bay team totals.
You could go out to Australia and just take an over in the A League.
Or we could take the Bucks 10.5 team total first half.
I'm not doing that.
I don't think. I don't know.
Hey,
Yeah,
It's
I'm not gonna
okay.
force
We
it.
can
Not
not
gonna
agree
bet the
when
farmer.
we don't have to agree. We
Yeah.
don't want to force it. If we don't agree, we don't agree.
Well, actually, the big UFC fight. Is everybody digging Connor? I know it's minus.
I'm
200.
definitely digging Connor, but that's
No,
with
he was
no-
minus
And
270.
the fight before is Holloway.
This
He
kid
just fought last
This
week.
kid today, dude, I can't handle
the
it.
best
No,
fight. I've
somebody
ever
else.
seen.
Dan
we talked
Hooker,
about
and
Dan Hooker.
Dan Hooker and Chandler. I do like I do like Hooker.
Dude,
I would
he
do
looked
Hooker.
like a stud. That was
I would
nasty.
do Hooker.
I do
That was
like
the
Dan
greatest fight I've
Hooker.
ever seen.
Dan Hooker.
Oh, Max
No,
Holloway.
Max Holloway
No,
last.
oh yeah, I do remember.
It
I
was,
saw it. That was
how many punches did he land?
I don't know, but that was a burn dog cash crop at 4-unit banger. If you guys
It was
listen
like
to the MMA show,
270 or something.
no,
Big
it's
Dan
way
Hooker.
more.
All right, boys.
More than
No one on the
270,
same
wow.
page here today, which only means one thing: we don't have a bet the farm.
Yeah,
It could happen.
it could happen.
Yeah, it's not going to be an every
Sorry
week.
guys, you stuck with us, but
I think you should ride my Khalil Roundtree under 1.5.
Hey, if you really want us to get a bet the farm, reach out to us: Instagram, Twitter, the whole 9 yards. Send 60 unsolicited dick pic texts in a row. We whatever you want to get our attention, and from there, maybe we'll reconvene, and by the weekend we'll have something for you.
guys, be safe this weekend. I'll be out of town.
You as well.
I hope
Hey.
I'm sitting here next Wednesday with a Super Bowl berth.
I've got even something better for you. Next Wednesday, we record the pods on Wednesday. Dino turns 27.
Oh fuck yeah!
The pig's birthday next
Oh
week.
yeah.
We'll have a bet the farm that day. It's gonna be
Absolutely.
me, all three of us smashing cake in your face, baby.
Yes,
Let's
stay
go.
tuned for that one, baby.
Damn it, I spoiled it.
Well, guys, have a good weekend. Enjoy the football, and we will see you next week. Hopefully with a berth for the Green Bay Packers.
Cheers.